Hello everybody, it is Derek Ketcham with a report on General Ulysses Simpson Grant. Hi, I'm Ulysses Grant. General Grant, a man who had victories in the Civil War, wrote the terms of surrender for Robert E. Lee and was our 18th president, becoming a captain. After Grant graduated from West Point Academy and at the beginning of the Mexican War, Grant wanted to fight and be promoted, but his superior said no. Throughout the Mexican War, Grant slowly went up in rank, and in one of the final battles, Grant saw a bell tower and disassembled a cannon and brought it up one piece at a time, and at the top set it up. The Mexicans were so surprised to have artillery, which were the cannons, raining down on them. He was promoted to captain for quick thinking, becoming a general. After the Civil War started, Grant, who was ordered by his superior, Halleck, who repeatedly tried to sabotage his career, to attack Harris's army. Lincoln was so happy because Grant won, he promoted Grant to general and fired Halleck after evidence of sabotage surfaced. Grant now had the power to control the Union's army the way Lee had controlled the Confederates' army. The battle for St. Petersburg. Grant's army beat Lee's army by cutting off supplies and destroying all in their path. Before the battle, Grant had Sherman take control of the last Confederate railroad, cutting off all aid to Lee and his army. Grant also used an age-old method of starving the enemy by burning crops and killing livestock to starve, then create disease that would kill a lot of men. This eventually would first force Lee to surrender. Surrender of Lee. Soon after being pounded by artillery, which were the cannons that fired grape shot, Lee surrendered. Grant was very lenient by letting the men go home with sidearms to defend themselves with, and there were no trials, so the men didn't get in a lot of trouble. The men got to take home their horses with them as well. The only thing the men couldn't take home were the rifles, so they didn't rebel again. President. After Lincoln was killed and Andrew Johnson's terms were over in the office, it was Grant's time to be president. He took it very seriously and worked to stamp out movements like the KKK, Ku Klux Klan. But after his 4 years as president, Grant died from throat cancer because of his smoking addiction. He was 52 years old. From the evidence I have provided, you can see why Grant won many victories in the war